Imagine waking up tomorrow and seeing three headlines at the same time. China has invaded Taiwan. Russia has expanded the war in Europe. And Iran and Israel are exchanging missiles across the Middle East. Three different wars. Three different regions. But suddenly, the world's most powerful countries are involved. Within days, the global balance collapses, and the world stands on the brink of World War III. This may sound like a distant nightmare, but right now, global tensions are higher than they have been in decades. And if a third world war ever begins, it will most likely start in one of three places: Ukraine, Taiwan, or the Middle East. Since the end of World War II in 1945, humanity has avoided another global conflict between the world's major powers. But the system that maintained peace for nearly 80 years is now under pressure. New rivalries are emerging, military alliances are strengthening, and nuclear-armed countries are once again competing for global influence. History shows that world wars rarely begin with a single event. Instead, they begin with regional conflicts that slowly spiral out of control, pulling allies and rival powers into the same war. Today, three major flashpoints stand out as the most dangerous. Each one has the potential to trigger a chain reaction between global superpowers. Let's examine how. The first flashpoint lies in Eastern Europe. In February 2022, Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. It became the largest war on European soil since World War II. Russia believed Ukraine's growing ties with NATO and Western countries posed a serious threat to its security. Ukraine, however, sought closer ties with Europe and the West. What began as a regional conflict quickly became something much larger. On one side stands Russia. On the other side stands Ukraine, supported heavily by the United States and NATO. Western countries have supplied Ukraine with massive military aid, advanced weapons, and intelligence support. Although NATO soldiers are not officially fighting on the battlefield, the alliance is deeply involved, and this creates an extremely dangerous situation. Because if the conflict spills beyond Ukraine, NATO itself could be pulled directly into the war. Imagine a Russian missile accidentally landing inside Poland, or Russia attacking NATO supply routes, delivering weapons to Ukraine. Under Article 5 of NATO, an attack on one member is considered an attack on all. That means the United States, the United Kingdom, Germany, and France could all enter the war directly. A direct war between NATO and Russia would instantly become one of the largest military conflicts in human history. Both sides possess massive armies, advanced weapons, and thousands of nuclear warheads. But Eastern Europe is only one of the world's dangerous flashpoints. Another lies thousands of kilometers away in East Asia. Taiwan is a small island in the Pacific Ocean. But geopolitically, it is one of the most important territories in the world. China considers Taiwan part of its territory, and has long promised to reunify the island with mainland China, peacefully if possible, but by force if necessary. Taiwan, however, operates as a self-governing democracy, with its own government and military, and it has powerful allies, most importantly the United States. For years, tensions between Israel and Iran have been rising, but recently those tensions have escalated dramatically. Israel launched major airstrikes targeting Iranian facilities, missile bases, and strategic infrastructure. Iran responded with missile attacks against Israeli territory. Several missiles struck areas in central Israel. Air raid sirens echoed across cities. Emergency services rushed into action. This marked one of the most serious direct confrontations between the two countries. Imagine this scenario. Russia escalates its war in Ukraine. China launches an invasion of Taiwan, and conflict spreads between Israel and Iran in the Middle East. Three separate wars, three different regions. But global alliances begin to activate. The United States supports Taiwan and NATO. Russia strengthens its partnership with China. Regional powers choose sides. And suddenly, the conflicts begin to merge into one global war. Today, 9 countries possess nuclear weapons. These weapons have the power to destroy entire cities in minutes. During the Cold War, the threat of nuclear retaliation created a fragile balance, a concept known as mutually assured destruction. But as tensions rise, the risk of miscalculation increases. One mistake, one misunderstanding, one rapidly escalating conflict, and the consequences could reshape human history forever. No one knows exactly how World War III would begin, but experts agree that the most dangerous flashpoints are already visible today: Ukraine, Taiwan, and the Middle East. Because if a third world war ever begins, the world that emerges afterward may look very different from the one we know today.